Yo, what up, Mickey Flu Flats and Fling Shot Napple Flats? I'm a little bit sketchy, but I'm going to at least try to document what it is that I'm doing as I have to speak through this condenser mic that's mounted to a gooseneck on the side of my work table. So I'm playing the Rhodes, this. No big deal. Everybody knows I've been working on this thing since 2013. It has a Retroflyer preamp in it. See the silver box behind the name rail? Okay. There. Retroflyer. There it is. This is an active preamp for a passive Rhodes, which gives you stereo. So this jack is a tip ring sleeve stereo 1/4 inch jack. You have the left knob, the middle is on, so it's all the way to the left. There's a click, and you click to turn it on, and I've got it about 12 o'clock, and then that outside concentric ring is some type of mid-range, so that you can cut the mid or you could boost the mid. And over on the right is the stereo tremolo, so one is the depth and one is the rate. And it sounds really excellent, these guys in Missouri. Avion Studios. You got to put this in. And I had to reinstall an RCA jack, which I normally take out. I don't see any benefit to having that RCA jack, except that if you want to take the Rhodes apart, you could take the harp out. But most people aren't going to do that, and I found that it's better to straight wire this. But seeing as this Retroflyer had this wonderfully thick cord and this gold-plated plug, I went ahead and put a brand new RCA jack in so that you could plug it in and unplug it. And the deal is it has to get power. So I drilled a little hole here, and there are two plugs, one for the wire that goes to the harp, and then the other one, you can see them right there, the green plugs that plug into the circuit board. And then you got to plug it in, and here's the power supply. No big deal. And this is sounding good. So what am I doing? Normally, this is what I've been monitoring through. It's a little PA system. It's nothing much. It's a Mackie. But this was configured differently. I had a PV digital energy conversion amplifier, a Deca amp, and I burned one channel of it up about 2 months ago out of the blue. I was out here and it just burned up a channel. I'm using a couple of different speakers. Here's a Fender that's in one corner. Here's a Mackie, here's a Mackie, and there's the other Fender in the other corner. So I've got left, right, and I'm driving both of those. Was driving both of those with a PV Deca amp, which, funny enough, it's over here underneath this, right there, underneath the white wash basin, and the lid is off and one circuit board burned in the left channel. So whatever. I had to reconfigure this little PA rack. So luckily, a friend of mine who passed, George Bubba Knowles, I was able to reap some benefit from his passing. That's a very horrible way of putting it. But anyway, I inherited his Crown DC 150 power amp, which most likely would have gone to the junk heap because his sisters didn't really know what to do with any of the gear. So it's been 2 years, September, since he died, and I had to go up there and meet with them and get closure on that. But anyway, I've had this Crown DC 150. I've used it maybe for 1 gig I used it. But it was the perfect opportunity to integrate it into my system, so I turn this rack upside down, you can see the casters are on the top now. And so now this is kind of my onboard garage monitoring PA. And I also, you know, rebuilt my work table. So tonight's project was to hear the Rhodes through the Leslie 142 again, because I've done a lot more work on the Rhodes. I've voiced it, so it's going to be better than it was before when I did this, because the notes are more even and it has this Retroflyer active preamp. So wasn't a huge amount of work because I already kind of laid the groundwork for it. But the deal is that you have to use this. So here is your Hammond Suzuki stock 6122 kit for interfacing a Hammond A100 to a Leslie, so that you can toggle back and forth between the internal amplification, the speakers and the organ, and your Leslie, or use both, and also control the speed of the Leslie. And this is the kit that you use to do it, right? It's a 6122, and here's the controller that most people don't really like because it's not a half moon switch, but it works. You know, it's got the ensemble main, ensemble echo switch, and it's got Leslie fast and slow. And so this one I got at a cheap price off of eBay. They're going for $300 now, new. This one, the Amphenol plug there that you can see kind of mounted in the plate, it was a little flaky, so the B plus DC power that is added to the Leslie signal with that transformer, that pin was loose in the plug, so if the plug got any tugging on it, tension at all, it would lose the B plus and it wouldn't change speeds. So the only thing I had to do, I got this kit for $175, which is a lot less than $300 or $350 or $400, which is what they're selling for now. But I just happened to have another Amphenol, so I replaced it. So the whole speculation was, could you even do this without buying the Trek 2 preamp pedal, or, you know, you can use your GG terminals to have an out of the organ. Well, I'm not using the organ. That was the whole point. The organ is in the den. It's in the other room. And the Rhodes is out here like you've seen it. So what I'm doing is interfacing this Rhodes. So here is the stereo TRS jack. And when I monitor it and I play it out here, it just goes right into this Mackie mixer, and it's channel 1 and channel 2, and they're panned left and right because it's stereo, to get the stereo tremolo from that Avion preamp pedal. And, you know, I listen with those speakers that I showed you. So to interface this to the Leslie in the den, what is necessary is the 6122 kit has a balanced output, or no, a balanced input. So it's supposed to take your GG terminals off of the preamp inside the organ. So you have those wires that would normally go to your GG terminals. You have a brown ground. And then you have 120 volts AC, which has to go to this Amphenol, which sends power to your Leslie through the 6-pin cable, which, as you can see it here, I got it turned vertically because that seemed to be the best orientation to plug the cable into the Amphenol with no tension on it. So basically all you got to do is just supply 120 volts to 2 pins of this Amphenol. So I did that. All right, so here you can see my cord, and the best cord that I could come up with tonight was this. Man, they make stuff cheap today. Aluminum wiring, right? So at least I finally did find a cord. It's not grounded, because the Hammond isn't grounded. But at least it had copper wire, and it had a copper plug on it. So that's soldered to probably what, the blue and the gray on the Amphenol. So there's your 120 volts. So you got to plug it in. So I've got it plugged in down here. This looks really terrible because the computer is plugged in and the Rhodes is plugged in, and then so is the damn 6122 kit. But this green extension cord goes to this Furman rack unit. It's $100 power supply, so it's upside down, so it's all being conditioned and spike protected. So there's your 120 volts to the Leslie, and then all you have to do is take your wires for your GGs and the ground, and also put a tip ring sleeve on it. So here's the blue plug going into the Mackie there. So the same thing, a stereo plug, tip ring sleeve, but it's not stereo, it's just balanced. GG and ground, and the Mackie is such a wonderful mixer. It's so many outputs. You got the control room, which is what I'm driving my monitor amp with, and then you got the mains. It has XLR and it has 1/4 inch, and the 1/4 inch your tip ring sleeve stereo. So there you go. My Rhodes is plugged in. Normally it's stereo left and right, 1 and 2, but I found that in this situation, driving the Leslie, you really just use one side of that tip ring sleeve coming out of the Rhodes, turn the other one off, pan it straight up, and you get more power. And then the one mono tip ring sleeve output, and that drives the 6122 kit. And here's my 6-pin 15-foot Leslie cable. So I'm going to stop talking on this mic. See, it's here. I got to talk here. So I'm going to move away from the mic and walk inside and show you the Rhodes. I mean the Leslie 142. I guess I'm not, because the camera won't reach. But anyway, the 6-pin Leslie cable goes inside the door right there. Okay. And so this is of interest. So the 6122 kit, here's the 6-pin cable, goes in and plugs into the Leslie 42 amp. The Leslie is right on the other side of the door. And then here, I don't think I've really made a video of this. Here is my rig for recording the Leslie. So today on the Hammond Facebook group, they were talking about, again, miking the Leslie and what is your best choice. Well, this was what I came up with. So my Leslie is mic'd up in the den in there. I'm using two SM57s on the top, and I'm using a Samson CE1 condenser on the bottom. And they're mounted with shock mounts, so there's no vibration getting into the mics. All three mics have got air mounts. And the cords come out of the door, and they go into the mixer, and it's channel 1, 2, and 3 on this Mackie mixer. So 1, 2 is the Shures panned hard left and right, and then the CE1 is number 3. That's the bass, and it's mixed. And I spent a lot of time mixing to get that signal right. Then I also have another cord coming in, which is the OB3 box, the Trek 2 direct out box. So I could add the direct sound from the tone generator if I were using the organ, but I'm not now. Now I'm just running the Rhodes through this kit, which is driving the Leslie, which is still being mic'd. So to record the Rhodes tonight, it's going through the Leslie in the other room. It's being mic'd up with these mics. I'm using these outputs. Here again, tip ring sleeve, stereo left and right. And it's coming over to this. So this is my audio box. Man, just the greatest stereo Mac in and out audio box you could ever buy. These things brand new are $100 with the software, but you can buy them used from anywhere from $40 to $60. I got 3 of them, man, because they're just beautiful sound interfaces for any Mac that you've got. If you just want studio sound immediately, buy one of these little boxes. So 142's mic'd up. The mics come into this mixer. The outputs here come into this interface, which I'm recording with the laptop here. And so I'm hooked up this webcam. So now I'm going to turn the mic off. I'm going to set the webcam up here, and I'm going to play the Rhodes a little bit. And I'm going to turn the mic off. It looks fine. Mic goes off. And because I can't hear the Leslie in the other room, I got to use headphones. And the headphones are coming out of the Mackie mixer that's miking up the 142.